exciting to see.
Round one. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Hits back with a well-placed drive reversal. Very nice anti-air there. They read their opponent like a book. Wow, shut down. Player one is just about out of drive after that. Knockdown. Neither can lean on their drive too hard right now. Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Both fighters are working with empty drive gauges, but I'm sure they want to make something happen. Knockdown. Well-timed corner switch. KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Flash knuckle. Player one will look to apply pressure here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Attempts to break the stalemate with the fireball. Both fighters planning rising uppercut. Their life is hanging by a thread. They gotta lean heavily on their drive moves now. Knockdown and crowns them from above. Player two is in a bit. There's a wall splat. They can't do anything now. Player two holds ops for the critical art. Wait, what? Are they actually dead? Couldn't finish them off. Can they still take the round? Somehow that was the highest I've ever seen. Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Tries to bait out a reaction to a fireball. A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. Player one pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. No good up high. Player one blazing through that drive gauge to try and set the pace. If the drive gauge is completely empty, the player will enter burnout and won't be able to use drive for a period of time. So it's vital to not let that happen. Takes the chance to hurt him. That's some big juicy damage on that counter hit. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. KO. Player two on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Solid throw tech. Reads the throw and shuts it down. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Flash knuckle. A quick breather. Player one is going to have a hard time managing their drive now. What'll happen here? Barely blocks the jump in. Blocking a jump in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Jumps up. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. They gotta press here to take advantage of this drive down. Max SA gauges, unbelievably in sync with a chance to score big here. Player one will need to play it, brushes that off and keeps going. Back into the corner. What setup do they have? Puts a bit of, uses the gauge for a super art. Will this be enough to kill? Are they dead? Oh, they're dead! What a way to close it out! Player two brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Where you go? The jump-in is denied. Not much damage dealt so far, but they may be looking for an opening to run with. How are they going to deal damage? What's the play here? Lots of aggression from both sides. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Sticks the combo. What a clutch side switch there. Now they need to capitalize on this chance. Player one can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to fight. Burnout activates. Heading into the end game now. It's getting tense. At this range, many attacks can connect if you stick something out. The neutral game is very important. Player one has depleted their drive gauge, but they are still within range. KO! Player 2 takes the round like a thief in the night. What else can they get away with?
Where you go?
How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Perfect parry to stop them. Time to go on the offensive. Not shy with the grab. Oh, whiffs the throw. Super on deck for both fighters. Expect to see some fireworks. This is where smart meter management is going to come into play. Our fighters will need to tread carefully. Big throws. Looking for a chance. A real crowns him from above. Connect links in. Experiencing burnout. Goes for the invincible special. They were confident that would hit. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the... Going on the offensive? Throws them to negate the block. Was well in range to score the throw. Corner switch means they can now go on the offensive. Got their eye on the air. Okay, creating some space here. The attack is parried. Drive reversal's no good. Takes a trip. Definitely answers the air attack. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. We are near the end of the round. Can either fighter pull a rabbit out of their hat here? Snipes them out the air. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Dashes up. Who's going to start things off? Player 2 needs to use the threat of the corner here. Big chance here to do some damage if they can keep the corner pressure up. Vertical rolling attack. Get out of here. That's a counter. Experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to deal with this gauge. Uses the gauge for a super art. Are they dead off this super? It's too close to call. What? That was enough to kill? Yo, that read was godlike.
Blanca wins.
Well, listen, when you're locked in, you're locked in. That was a decisive win.
Round 1.
Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Jumps up.
I got it. Come on.
The throw hits. Now the fun begins. Steps in for the throw. Player 2 is just about out of drive after that. A dangerous range here. You don't want to get jumped on a long recovery move or you're going to eat tons of damage. Player 2 in that dangerous burnout state. They need to hold out. Player 1 chases them down. Knockdown. Both of them have entered burnout state, which will drastically change their approach to the fight. Both unable to use drive gauge at this key point. Heading into the end game now, it's getting tense. Going wild, gets them. Player 2 on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. Shows a medium kick. Throws him. What's next? Closes the gap for the grab. Jumps in. Hits him with a stop and block. So they break forward to pressure the opponent. Jumps. Player 2 is working with a less than ideal drive gauge. They'll need to be very careful here. Drive gauge is almost empty. They gotta be careful. Up for the level 1 Vulcan Blast. Can they keep on him? Back rising uppercut. Jumps in, connects with the throw. Beast mode activated, and now they're ready to party. Life lead is hit, closes it out. Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak.
Here comes a new challenger.
They're all fired up. We're almost underway.
All right, you ready?
Showtime! Round 1. Fight.
The fight's now underway. This is Vicious with the play-by-play. Opts for the throw. Was well in range to score the throw. Player one in that dangerous burnout state. They need to hold out. Player one doesn't have a lot of drive gauge to play with. Not a good thing. The quarter makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Taking stock. Life lead opens up. Player one KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Player one experiencing burnout. Knockdown and both sides in burnout. Charges forward. Both fighters have a full super meter on deck. The winner will be the one who manages it best. Still scrapping for control. Raw critical. What's gonna happen? Can they create an opportunity for themselves to steal? They're going for the super art. The super doesn't hit. Player two can't use any drive moves. Gotta play it safe. Both fighters are hurting. What's gonna happen? That was the highest I've ever seen one. Player two gets the win in a convincing fashion.
Round one.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Looks to drop him to earth.
Where you going?
Had the radar up and running. Backs them into the corner. Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Plenty of space between the fighters. What will be their approach? A good chance here to recover the drive gauge or figure out the next step. Drive reversal's no good. Adds a little super juice into this combo. What a finish. Great meat in the life gauge there. Player one on the board first with the win. They'll want to keep the pressure on. How will they take advantage of everything that's happened up until now? Player one took that round comfortably. No need to bring out the big guns yet. Backs them into the corner in a hurry. Chases them into the corner and will now look to do some damage. The no-fly zone. Blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. It's a good spot to use the super. Plate plugs nothing but air. One step ahead of that. What are they gonna do? The drive impact doesn't work. Knockdown. Here comes the mix-up. Shout of Earth, cranking it up. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. Going in, a fireball at that range. Player one gets the win in a convincing fashion. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch.
Round one. Fight.
So, what are our fighters planning in this opening round? Throw zone. What's next? Player two pushes the opponent into the corner. Buys some time by driving them into the corner. And now they can create some big chances to do damage here. Player one will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. They get the distance they want. Let's see their approach. The fighters take a step back to reassess. Time for a new game plan. Player one needs to use what little drive they have left effectively. A depleted drive gauge will really limit their options here. Smart meter management is one of the keys to winning, so they'll have to keep tabs on that if they want to win this match. Player one needs to deal with this burnout. Somehow pushes back all the way to center stage. Will this super art connect? Player one has completely used all of their charges forward. Still slugging it out at this range. Who will capital K? Oh! Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Backstep rolling attack? This round is so important. You can feel the intensity in the air. Picks the drive reversal. Opts to use the gauge for the drive reversal. Player two will want to take advantage of their meter lead while they have it. With this kind of gauge gap, they'll want to think about when to use it and not be trigger happy. Going wild with Shout of Earth. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the experiencing burnout. Player 1 will have to deal with this dangerous bout of burnout for a while. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Looking for a chance. Going in. Crowns him from above. Give me a just goes for it at this range. The super doesn't hit. That's not gonna hit. Delivers the pain right to their doorstep. Are they going to be able to? What a finish! Player 2 brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. They're still hungry. Both sides stepping up for the rematch. Ooh, it looks like they're waiting to see what the opponent wants to do first. They're not going to allow any jump-ins. Solid anti-air will shut down the opponent's air game and make it much harder to jump in. Player 1 can't let their drive gauge run out. They need to find a way to reset the situation. Deftly shuts out the jump-in. Neither fighter wants to get stuck in the corner as they continue to duke it out mid-stage. The fighters are matching each other move for move going into the midway point of the match. Player 1 is in burnout, drives off the table, takes a trip. This is the perfect range to reach out and tag them with something. Takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Both sides are gonna have to fight without drive. Closing moments of the match. One hit's gonna do it. A super art? KO! Player 1 with a good start to the fight, but can they keep it up? Immediate jump in. Who's going to start things off? Changes the pace with an air-to-air. Smart play there to go for the air-to-air. Even if it can't lead to a combo, it's low risk but effective. Player 2 will look to apply pressure here. Shout of Earth, cranking it up. Going in. Player 2 is dominating this match. In there. Last round, people. Both fighters gotta go all in from this point. Pokes with a medium kick. Connects with medium kick. Perfect input. Not letting up. Player 1 needs to use the threat of the throw. Is denied. What a read. Jeez, how can they read each other so well? Connects with the throw. Amazing. The jump in is denied. A parry? Oh, the throw connects. Dangerous range here. A jump and whip! They're wide open! Ooh, you never know what drops them. Player 1 can't let this simmer. They gotta start cooking. Oh, you gotta spend it if you're in it to win it. Going all out with the ground-shaped cannonball.
Wrap this up.
They pick this time to bust this out? They are not getting close to each other. Burns out. Jumps. Escapes with the reversal. They are done. Player 2 made some smart moves there. Great game. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Checks with a sandblast. Goes to the air. Connects with medium kick. Good job blocking the jump-in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. Blocking a jump-in attack means you're at a disadvantage, so they should be looking to anti-air instead. Denies the jumping attack with a jumping attack of their own. Player 1 will be in a world of hurt if their drive gauge runs out. Managing their drive gauge well here can open up a lot of good chances for them later in the round. Player 1 needs to deal with this burnout. The quarter takes a big gamble and rips out a raw super. Player, ooh, lands a rising uppercut. The super doesn't end there. Player 1 picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Gets the jump in. They've piled up the knowledge. Now, how are they going to use it? Player 2 needs to use the threat of the court. Hits him with a stopping block. Perfect input, not letting up. Player 1 will need to play it conservative until their drive refreshes. Jumps in. Are they going to be able to come back and snatch victory from the jaws of defeat? Blocks the low kick. Experiencing burnout, wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player one brings it home. Let's see if they can build themselves a streak. Right back into the rematch. We ain't even close to done yet. Jumps. Checks him with a projectile. A drive rush to try and keep up the attack. On dangerous turf. Easy to get tagged at this range. Both fighters are trying to decide their next move. Big counter. Player two creates a good corner opportunity. They get driven into the wall. KO. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. They've both showed their hands a little bit, so they must be thinking of a counter. Ghoul gain control of the match in the early going. Uses the drive rush here to steal their turn. Player one has the life lead. Can they use it? There's been some back and forth, but no one has dominated the fight. Player one in dire straits with burnout. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. Anti-air drops him. You've got to be mindful of reach and jump-ins at this range. Both fighters planning something connects with the throw. Player one, this can lead to some big damage. They're stunned. All they need to do is get enough damage to finish it. They knocked them out of the air. Turns out, that combo finishes it. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Final round. Who will the fighting game gods favor here? Both fighters are standing firm with plenty of health remaining. Burnout activates. Connects with the throw. Player two and whiffs. They're wide open. Shrugs that off. With super art to show them what a PhD and fighters can do for you. Can they keep on him? Looking changes the flight plan. Solid anti-air. Ooh, what a smart throw. Player two is in burnout state. A very precarious situation. Tries to act quickly, but whiffs the attack. Just frame knuckle. Impact counter. Oh, that's so sick. You're putting it all on the line. The super hit. It's gonna be enough to kill. Perfectly planned, perfectly executed. I've seen a lot of fights in my day, but nothing even comes close to this one. It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Goes airborne. Charges forward. Neither of them willing to back off here. Parries the attack. Parrying attack like that is risky, but the reward is the drive gauge building up. Was looking for that jump attack. Throws them to negate the block. Both fighters decide to reset the pace and assess the situation. The jump in is denied. Player goes for the super art. That's not gonna hit. Hold your breath. Good heads-up decision, opting for the dragon. Wraps it up with a decisive combo. Player two picks up the first round. That'll give them a psychological advantage. Everything up until now, and everything from here on out, is so vital. Medium kick hits. Flash knuckle. Doesn't miss a beat. The corner makes it hard to escape. What'll be the setup here? Keeping them in the corner will only produce more damage opportunities. Gotta be careful not to whiff at this range. How will they manage their drive gauges? Experiencing burnout. Player two has an empty drive gauge. This is a very precarious situation. Out of drive gauge. Now's the time. The life remaining tells, burnout activates. Up for the level 1 Vulcan Blast. Player one drops him to half, closing the gap. Goes off beat with the aerial rolling. They're in range. We gonna see it. Yo, critical art now. Closes it out. This is the final round. Expect to see some fireworks. Goes to the air. Knocked him out of the air. Saw that coming. Are they trying to bait a throw? They may have something up their sleeve. Player 1 needs to take advantage of this gauge disparity. What's next? Player 2 can't let this him. Oh, yo! Ross, super here? Okay, here we go. Reads the jump in perfectly. Connects with the throw. What now? And whip! They're wide open. Noticeable life lead is all in with a rush. Player 1 can't. They were sitting on their meter for this super art. I called it! I called it! An absolute beast! Player 2 has got to be feeling good getting the win out of that absolute carnage.
Round 1.
It's not over yet. Best believe it's time for that run back. Fires a blast. Goes to the air. Player 1 blocking that drive impact isn't going to work. Player 1 is maintaining the corner position for some hold your breath. Player 1 has used up all of their drive gauge. Heats it up with a combo into super. Trips him up. Grabs him. Player 1 chases them down. And the throw ends the round. Player 1 picks up the always important first round. They'll want to keep the ball rolling. Good job blocking the jump in. They're showing us just how patient they can be. The jump in is denied. Both fighters want to establish themselves early on. Shout up Earth, cranking it up. Player 1 can't use any drive moves. Vertical rolling attack. Get out of here. Burnout activates. KO. Here's the final round. The real fight starts now. The last round. It's now or never. Flash knuckle. Gets the combo. Player 1 couldn't even get a tickle in. Might be time for a change. A trade, but they're not worried.
I got it! Come on!
Player 2 can't use drop roll slick reactions with a vertical roll. There's a burnout. Player 2 isn't burnt. Oh, putting the cherry on top. Uh-oh. This could really tip the scales.
Yo, you good?
Player 2 may be able to pull a fast one, especially with the super art ready. Keeps them out. Noticeable luck. Oh my god, they just choked it up. Ooh, taking them for a ride. I can't. They were sitting on their feet. Are you kidding me? Player 2 is going to be watching replays for this one for a while. They really took it down to the wire.